Hey guys, here at the compound I have well water, and obviously I have a well pump to run it, and that runs on electricity. But the problem is out here high winds and extreme weather cause the electricity to get knocked out pretty often. So I went on eBay and I bought the cheapest manual well pump I could find. But it's got a few little defects I'm going to correct with a welder before we install it, and I'll have you guys updated. So this is the actual pump itself, just a cheapo Chinese thing. And from the pictures, this collar is supposed to sit flush and hold on a plate here to hold everything together. But what I'm finding out is this moves around so much that it's hard to get any real significant, consistent pumping action. So I got my cheapo welder. I got some pliers here. I'm going to take this, squeeze all the components together, and I'm actually going to put a little tack here on this side and there on the other side. That way, if this doesn't actually work out, I can at least take a grinder and grind it and start over. You're supposed to be wearing gloves for this, but as a small amount of work as we're doing here, it's not really going to matter. Oops. No, we're not penetrating. I probably should have put a mask on for this. And it doesn't look pretty, but it's on there now. Okay, that's part one. Now we can put the bolt back in and see what happens from there. So that's the unit with the collar in place where it's supposed to be. I'll have to hammer down this tin piece. But down inside of there is your plunger, and in the center of that plunger is a little flapper that opens. And I believe what happens is when you pump, the actual downward force of the pump is going to open that valve and force water out of here. It has just a simple silicone hose connection to it. I only paid 30 bucks for it, so I'm not at all too disappointed. We'll see how it looks assembled in the next clip. So this is the pump arm for the system. This just simply bolts on with 2 bolts to the edge of the canister here. And I'm going to try to bolt it on for the camera without dropping everything down between the cracks of my deck. That looks about right. So we take our long bolt. Obviously these are the cheapest factory rejected bolts that the Chinese could find to build these. Put our nut on there. I looked online to actually find some videos of these working. I didn't really find anything on it other than a Chinese manufacturer obviously promoting their product as the greatest thing in the world. Basically, it amounted to product very good, buy product pump water, and this one doesn't pump water yet, so I need to quit saying so much, you know. I don't want to create bad content for you guys. Spin the nut on there. And that's how it's supposed to work. So in the next clip, we'll get a pan and we will see if we can actually get it to pump. So I don't have any tubing to put it in the well yet to test it, but I did go ahead and pre-prime it for the video. It didn't really want to pull prime at first, but now that I've actually welded the collar up higher to where it's supposed to be, it does appear to pump properly. Now keep in mind that I'm only testing this by pumping it out of a saucepan, so I'm not sure how far the lift will actually be. The manual, well, lack of manual, the online manual, actually said it can pump 30 meters. I think that translates to roughly 100 feet maybe. But let me just show you here. Get a better shot for you guys. it does appear to work. So a little bit of a correction on some manufacturing errors, and it does appear to work. I'm going to go ahead and put another tack or two here or there just to be sure, but I think we'd be fine just as a backup. It ain't going to be used every day, but I'm pretty excited. Hopefully there's not any like toxic chemicals. Of course there's toxic chemicals. It's from China. That was used to finish the metal. And let me show you my ideas now to where I'm going to mount this as a semi-permanent backup. Keep in mind up here we can get down to -50°C was one of the lowest recorded temperatures. So I don't want to leave it permanently installed, and I certainly don't want any type of freezing. Another thing here at the compound that I had to deal with was the internet. And the way things worked out, I went with Starlink because I didn't want to lease equipment from Usenet. And I just so happened to have built this hardwood table out of scrap hardwood, and I think it's going to be just perfect for what we're going to need it to do with that pump. So this is my well. There's nothing exactly fancy about this well. It initially did come back positive for coliform, but tests after the fact proved that there was no coliform or E. coli in the well, and there's also no heavy metals or anything like that. This has a frost-free hydrant on it. This is a Campbell hydrant, and it drains down. We may be able to capture the noise. Let's run it for a little bit of it gargling off. Oh, can't capture it on that. But here's my plan. For a solid mount, I'm going to put the pump right here on this walnut table that's now bleached out by nature. And I'm just going to drill it straight through. And out the bottom, I'm going to run a silicone hose. And keep in mind the table is going to be sitting next to the well. I'm just going to pop the cap off and run the silicone hose down there when I need to use the manual pump. So there you have it, guys.